This is a second stimulus check update. In this video, I'm going over the latest proposal that would allow families to make a potential six-figure income. Not exaggerating, I'm going to break down the bill, how much you would get, and approximately when you would receive the check. But first, I'm David, and if you want the latest second stimulus check information, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm publishing the latest information in regards to how much and when you would receive the second stimulus check. Straight to the point, no rambling, let's get right into it. So the new bill that was just proposed yesterday, $2,000, proposed by Senator Harris, Sanders, and Markey. $2,000 seems to be the magic number. So let's just go over who would be eligible. Pretty much everybody except for these three categories right here. You can pause the screen if you want to read that. And in terms of income, it would be $200,000 joint on your adjusted gross income that you would put on your taxes, $150,000 for head of household, and if you make less than $100,000 as an individual. Payments would be made via direct deposit when possible, although there have been a lot of mess ups with the first stimulus check in regards to SSI, SSDI, veterans, no information on that yet. Payments would be made retroactive to March 1st and then 3 months after the COVID emergency ends. So what this means is that, let's just say the bill was passed tomorrow. From May 1st until May 10th is when you would receive $2,000 per month per person. So you would get more than $2,000 for that first check because it would be starting from March 1st, and then you would get a continuous monthly check, $2,000 per person, depending on how many people are in your house. And this bill would prevent financial institutions from freezing or garnishing any portion of payments. So if you're in debt, credit card debts, default student loan, overdrawn bank accounts, I'm assuming here that they would not be able to take that money from you. At the beginning of the video, I made a statement of how a family could potentially make a six-figure income from this bill. So I'll break down how this would work. Let's just say a family of four was making $60,000 a year. And this family of four would then get $8,000 per month under the bill. And on an annual basis, that would be $96,000 per year. What this isn't saying is that this money is tax-free. And so if we go to the calculator here, if you were to actually pay taxes and the $96,000 was after tax, that means you would make around $124,000, pay taxes, then you would get that $96,000. So family of four could pretty much double their income on this bill. In my opinion, I think this is a little high. I think monthly payments are important for Americans, but having a family of four make $8,000 a year, I'm sure we all love free money, but we have to be reasonable. So if we look here at this is for 2019, the annual mean wage by state, and then the median monthly rent, and then how much the value of the dollar is. So Alabama, low wage and also low rent and lower cost of living. But then if we look at California, $59,000 is the average income, and then $2,500 is the median monthly rent. So higher cost of living compared to Alabama. I'm not saying that should go state by state. I just think that there's a case-by-case scenario that needs to be implemented. And I just want to remind you that I'm an independent. I'm not Republican or Democrat. I like values and principles on both sides. The reason why I say that is that the information I'm giving you is completely unbiased. I'm just presenting the facts. With that said, in order for a bill like this to happen, Republicans and Democrats would have to agree upon it. And so far, the Democrats are proposing these bills, $2,000 a month. I'll go over those bills later on and give you an update. But the Republicans are not seeming to agree with this at all. For example, John Kennedy said, well, people in hell want ice water too. I mean, everybody has an idea and a bill, usually to spend more money. It's like Labor Day mattress sale around here. Then Senator Ron Johnson, I wasn't a real big supporter of the first round. This isn't your classic recession. So it seems like there's two extremes here. Democrats want to give way too much money. Republicans don't want to give any money. And I think we could all agree as Americans that there needs to be some aid given, especially on a monthly basis with the pandemic shutting down major businesses and restaurants and stores. The economy is pretty much slowing down, if not shut down. With over 30 million people filing for unemployment and not receiving those unemployment checks due to delays because of the biggest volume that any of these states have ever seen with unemployment claims, and with monthly bills piling up, there is no way that you cannot have more money going to Americans. In my opinion, I think the proposals that have been coming out almost every day by Democrats are too high and not reasonable. And unfortunately, the way politicians work is that they always want to seek higher office. And I think that these politicians may be putting out these proposals just to get publicity. If we forget the parties, drop the whole Democrat, Republican, let's say those parties don't even exist, I think the issue is a rich man, poor man issue. Congressmen are making $174,000 per year. What does it mean to make $174,000 and be a congressman? You're probably living in a nice neighborhood, car is probably paid off, have an abundance of food, you don't see poverty or struggles, and maybe your biggest concern is when the next dinner party is with some high profile names. And if we talk about Steve Mnuchin, who makes or has a net worth of $300 million, his biggest issues are maybe what type of seats he wants in his private jet or what type of yacht he's trying to pick out. They have no idea what $1,200 means to the average American in terms of paying rent or having to decide whether to pay to fix their car or put food on the table for the next week. I have no problem with rich people making money. My issue is people who are rich, who are in charge of providing aid to poorer people. The rich people can't relate to the poor people, and there's a lack of empathy, which is the reason why I think a lot of politicians are stalling and don't see the urgency in order to provide more aid to Americans. Let me know if you agree or if I'm being too harsh on politicians. Let me know in the comments down below. So now let me give a rundown of what proposals are out right now. It's kind of hard to keep track. First, if we look here, the Emergency Money for the People Act. This was one of the more popular, $2,000 monthly income, $4,000 for married if you make less than $100,000, or $260 for married couples, and $500 per extra child. This one seems more reasonable. Then Senator Sherrod Brown also made a proposal saying, which doesn't have a name yet, but it is $2,000 payment per quarter. So a quarter is 3 months. So $2,000 into 3 months would be $666.66. The next bill would be the Getting America Back to Work bill, which would basically just be a payroll tax cut that would cover up to 80% of employer payroll cost. I think this would be great if we had a functioning economy. Unfortunately, many businesses aren't able to function during this pandemic, and this doesn't really make any sense right now. Then there's the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act, which would pretty much cancel someone's rent or mortgage for a year or until the pandemic ends. Also, out of all these proposals, let me know which one is your favorite or you think is the most reasonable, or if you have a better idea, let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious what you think. So that's all I have for you today. If you want more second stimulus check information, you could click this playlist right over here or click this link down here. Stay safe, take care, and hopefully we get more money soon. Thank you for watching.